Hello, dear students! Today's lesson is about some exercises related to the language review and the self-check section. So let's discover together the exercises. The first one asks us to match the words to form phrases, and then we're going to use 4 of these phrases to make some sentences. So let's try link them together. So we have rob, a bank, commit, a crime, make, a mistake, got, caught, broke, into a house, filled in, an entry form, pay, a fine, start, a fire. So that is the way we link together these words to make phrases. Now, let's use 4 of them to make 4 sentences. I've chosen pay a fine, filled in an entry form, commit a crime, and broke into a house. Let me read the sentences for you. The man was caught speeding and he had to pay a fine. The women filled in an entry form for a competition to win $10,000. Many people believe that criminals won't commit a crime if they see a street camera. The robbers broke into a house and stole everything. So these are the sentences I formed with 4 of the phrases that we formed together before. You can use other phrases to form sentences. And let's continue with another exercise. We're going to fill in with foolish, realized, freeze, captured, speeding, and notice. We have 6 sentences here to fill, and we have to put one of these words in each of the sentences. Let's begin. The police captured the thief. Capture is the right verb. The policeman fined the driver for speeding is the right word. Have you ever made a foolish mistake? Foolish is the right word. Freeze and put your hands on your head now. Freeze is the right verb. She was disappointed when she realized her mistake. Realize is the right verb. She didn't notice the sign and opened the door. Notice is the right verb to fill in the sentence. Let's go on with some other exercise. We have to choose the correct words. So, in each of the sentences, we have 2 words to actually choose one of them. We have follow, guide, building, clearing, wings or shells, bushes, branches, survive, or rescue. So, be careful to choose one of them. At the first one we have follow a stream if you get lost in the jungle. You can scare away snakes by building a campfire. Most insects have wings. You shouldn't hide under bushes in the jungle. You can wait in an open area for someone to rescue you. Those are the words for you to choose in each of the sentences at this exercise. Let's go on with another one. You have to complete the sentences with punched, forced, stamped, act, join, and ignore. There are 5 sentences to fill in. Bullies act like they can tell you what to do. Act is the right verb to fill in this case. A bully once punched me in the stomach and stamped on my feet. Punched is the right verb to fill in. If you join an after-school club, you will make new friends. Join is the right verb to use. Don't listen to bullies. Just ignore everything they say. Ignore is the right verb to fill in. Bullies sometimes force people to do things they don't want to. Force is actually the verb to use in this sentence. Let's go on with the next exercise. With correct preposition, you have to choose the correct one in this case, and you have 2 prepositions for each sentence. We have 6 sentences in all, and let's try choosing the right one. The first, Jane waited for her friend Sally outside the school. For is the right preposition in this case. Jamie is a volunteer for a charity. Tim found some money on the floor at school, so he handed it in. In is the right preposition. Jane got lost in the forest after she got separated from her guide. From is the right preposition to choose. Tara is unhappy because her classmates are making fun of her accent. Of is the right preposition. What was Cleopatra famous for? For is the right preposition to choose. So, we have some words here to fill in. And let me read the words for you. We have rustling, street, theft, hissing, badge, guide, fine, singing, speed, and criminals. Let's make some phrases. We have snakes, hissing, speed, limit, detective, badge, leaves, rustling, to deter criminals, birds, singing, street, cameras, jungle, guide, car, theft, and pay his fine. These were actually the words we had to fill in with the right ones that were given at the exercise. Let's go on with another exercise. We have to match some exchanges here, and let me read them for you. So, what are you going to do tomorrow? What's wrong, Peter? I can't find my keys. What should I do? The best thing you can do is to take it to the police. Let's read the other group of words. If I were you, I would tell my parents, oh, no, I might go out if I have time. I guess you are right. I can't find my mobile phone. Let's link them together. These are some exchanges, so we have to pick up the right one. What are you going to do tomorrow? I might go out if I have time. What's wrong, Peter? I can't find my mobile phone. I can't find my keys. Oh, no. What should I do? If I were you, I would tell my parents. The best thing you can do is to take it to the police. I guess you are right. So these were the exchanges we linked together. Now we have to put the verbs in brackets in the correct form. So we have 10 sentences, and the verbs in brackets are in each of the sentences. Be careful by keeping in mind the right correct tense. If I saw a burglar, I would call the police. If you mix blue and red, you will get purple. If it stops raining, we will go for a walk. If I were you, I would ask for help. If he goes now, he will be on time for the meeting. If you eat a lot, you will have stomach ache. If they don't leave now, they will miss the train. If I had free time, I would join a gym. If my parents gave me $10, I would buy my favorite CD. If you go to Rome, you will see the Colosseum. So, if you look carefully at these sentences, what do you think? What are these sentences? Actually, they are conditional clauses, and based on the information we got before, you have to keep in mind what tenses should we use. So at the first one we have second conditional. That is why we use the past tense of the verb. Do you remember? And at the next one we have the first conditional. So we have will plus the verb. In this case, we have here again first conditional. That is why we used stops. It's the present tense. We have second conditional. That is why we used where, the past tense of the verb. We have here the first conditional. It's the main part, the main clause. So that is why we use will plus the verb. In this case, again, we have first conditional. Again, we have first conditional, but we have the if clause. So, what is the tense we should use at the if clause? We have present simple, you know that. So, we have second conditional, and we have the second part, so it's the main part of the clause, and we have would plus verb. And in this case, again, we have the second conditional, but it's the if part of the clause, so gave is the past tense of the verb give. And we have here the first conditional, and we have the second part of the sentence, the main clause that we have will plus the verb. So be careful with the sentences by keeping in mind always the information we get from the previous lessons. Now, we have again some conditional clauses, but we have to use the verbs here. Not water, go, not line, find, pass, into the correct tense. But be careful, again we have the conditional clauses. So, if you see, for example, in the first sentence, if you see, we have if I were you. So, which is the conditional clause in this case? So, we have the second conditional to if I were you, I wouldn't lie to my parents. In this case, we have if you don't water plants, they die. So, it's the first conditional. If they study, they will pass their test. Again, we have first conditional. If she's late, we will go without her. Again, we have the first conditional. If I found a wallet, I would take it to the police. We have the second conditional here. Now, as a homework for next time, you are going to write an informal email by giving your advice to your friend. But be careful, as we said before, we can use the second conditional on how to give advice to somebody. And be careful with the form of the email. Remember the 3 paragraphs we went through together? Be careful with the email and give advice to your friend on whatever you want. That is all for today, and I want to thank you for your attention. See you next time. Goodbye.